The Todd Shapiro Show. Canada Laughs, SiriusXM 168.
And now it's time for another amazing guest.
We were so disappointed he didn't come in studio.
Hello?
Yeah, we were disappointed you didn't make it. You didn't. I thought you're not. I was so excited to see you.
Well, you know what? I literally just landed from Vancouver. I've been on the road out west, marketing companies to investors. So I'm gonna come in the studio soon, though. I want to come in. I miss you guys.
Awesome. Genevieve Roch-Decter, G. It's easier to say. Casey Corbin.
Yes.
It's called a G unit. I mean, it takes away from her professionalism and how hard Grit Capital works for their clients, and they're like, they're kicking asses. Why don't you tell people what Grit Capital does? Let's start with that. I
know. You know what? I get asked every single day. So on Instagram, people go, "We love your content," but they're like, "What the hell do you guys do? We don't get it." So I'm having to explain it a lot. But like really simply, like companies need investors, and that's what we do. We find like matchmaking. So we have a company, and it needs a specific type of investor, and we just set up dates, I guess, if you want to think about it like that. And we have to siphon through a lot of bad dates to find that right, person that company is going to get married to long term, because you want to have the right investors that own your company, because you don't want people selling your stock at the wrong time. So that's literally what we do. It's a relationship game, and it's on the road game. Like literally, Nicole, my business partner, just hit 100,000 miles flown this year. So her boyfriend hates her right now, but she's winning and got a lot of free e-upgrades that I will be probably bribing off of her.
Very nice. And you're traveling around, and how is in general, because a lot of people are fearful of the markets right now, and that you hear all gains wiped out from 2018 are now lost, and crypto's a little bit different than publicly traded companies, but crypto's down. Pot stocks, I would say the majority of them are down. Some American plays are doing okay. What's your feeling right now, just in the investment space? Is it a tricky time, Genevieve?
Yeah, no, it's definitely like the easy money of the last 3 years on this cannabis run, I think has been made. And, there's turbulence. The U.S. tech market has taken quite a plunge.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on with Facebook and kind of like antitrust rules and all that stuff. So I think, people made a lot of money, though, in the last few years on pod and even crypto last year. Like, obviously, it's all rolled over now, but, Ethereum, as I'm sure you've heard, has made more millionaires than pretty much anything else in this short amount of time. So although like right now the stock market is not good, like there's still a lot of people who pocketed a lot of money. So it's just like short-term volatility here. It always happens. But what we really try to do is look where the institutional money is going. And what I mean by that is like big, pension funds, hedge funds, like where are those people kind of positioning themselves for the next kind of, I don't want to say bubble, but area where there's going to be a lot of companies going public. And I think gaming is a big area where that you're going to see that happen. And so, we're putting on this big event next Tuesday, and I would love for people who are listening to this right now to come out. We've got some room available. It's going to be at the Scotiabank Theatre on Tuesday from 5 to 7. We've got the biggest minds in gaming coming out. So I don't know if you guys have talked a lot about the Toronto Defiant team, the new OverWatch team that we now have here in Toronto. But it's pretty exciting. We have the CEO of that company coming out and talking to us about Defiant. So, their group paid somewhere between 20 and 45 million for the rights to the Overwatch team, which is a big e-gaming title.
And maybe explain, I mean, we talk about it, and obviously I do work with Enthusiast Gaming and enthusiastgaming.com. Genevieve does as well, full disclosure on all that. She helps market that company on a different sort of way. I promote sort of what their gaming community is, and you would obviously promote their stock, EGLX, and marketing. But, the gaming space in general, why don't you tell people about it? And, I get what the Toronto Defiant is, and I kind of have fun with this stuff. But, from the investor point of view, do they get that there are people playing games, playing sports basically with a controller and on a screen to thousands of people watching this, much like I'm going to see the Raptor game tonight, that people watch that?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're starting to grasp it because there's been some pretty big reports. Like Goldman Sachs just put out a big report on the space, Morgan Stanley. So the investment community, a lot of them aren't gamers, right? Your average gamer is probably somewhere between the age of 16 and 30. And the average person managing money that matters is somewhere between 40 and 60, and some of those people don't even their kids are grown up, they're not even gamers. So this gaming community is massive. It's now dwarfing professional sports in many ways, like the audience size, because the audience is online, it's global, it's digital, it's 24/7. And the barriers to entry, like unlike professional sports or even sports where you need to be like talented, you need to have skills, you need to be a certain athletic ability, you need to have some money. Like online, you can play games for virtually like not a lot of money. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to have, these certain kind of physical attributes. So it's really lowered the barrier to entry. And I think one thing that people are kind of having trouble wrapping their head around is like, just like professional sports. So most people that go watch the Leafs or go watch the Blue Jays, they don't actually play.
Wait, not the Blue Jays anymore. Like they're not doing well right now. Bad example, but
okay, sorry, I don't follow them. But like most people that go watch those sports, they don't actually play those sports, right? It's the same thing with gaming. Like most people that go to the stadiums to watch these big tournaments, they don't actually even play the games themselves.
I never thought about it that way. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Bilal really wants to jump in here. He's really excited. He's our nerdy gaming expert, Bilal. He's our new correspondent on that.
I'm waiting to get some Contra games out of this deal, by the way, with Enthusiast Gaming, but that's a different discussion. It's funny because Deadspin had an amazing article about this female streamer on Twitch, and she had Tourette's, and she dealt with it through her Twitch stream, and she got all the support, and people didn't even realize they had Tourette's until they watched her. And the other thing that I found that Genevieve might be even more interested in is that there's two kind of subdivisions in gaming. There's competitive gaming, and there's just sort of social gaming. And the most amazing part is the social part is actually where the most money is, not the competitive. Like the competitive gaming's got tons of money too, but even social streamers are making even more money, which is such a great message of it doesn't even have to be competitive, and you can just go out there, be you, fly your flag, and you'll find your audience. So I thought that was really great.
I actually didn't know that, Bilal. That's amazing. But it makes a lot of sense. I'm not a gamer, although 40% of the gamers are women, so there's a lot of women. But I'm not a gamer, and I don't have any kids, so it's not like I'm kind of learning about it through that mechanism. But I do watch the Twitch videos, and I see how social it is. Like, these guys are literally, and girls are talking and kind of, like, chirping each other while they play all day. Like, it's very social.
Very YouTube-y meets gaming, meets, and they're monetizing it that way. The more views you get, the more ads that go before those views. There's a lot of money for these Twitch stars. Ninja being, everyone knows Ninja. That's the other thing I like about this gaming stuff. And I gave this example before, not to you, Genevieve, but on the program a couple weeks ago. It reminds me a little bit of that movie. Do you guys ever see the movie Rounders in the day?
Yeah, the gambling movie.
The gambling movie. And Matt Damon, much like cards did for regular people, you could go and play other regular people. You could never do that in any other sport. I could never jump on the court and play against LeBron James. That would never happen. You could never jump in the ring with a wrestler. You just couldn't do that kind of stuff.
Well, you can play hockey with Wendell Clark.
Well, yeah, but that's when he was already 60. But my point
I played
being,
golf with him, and I couldn't even compete.
No, but in gaming, when they're in their prime, you can now go and, if you by luck of the draw, sometimes get in a game. You can get in a game and play a first-person shooter game with Ninja. There's opportunities to get in those games, and I find that the access part of it really cool. I don't know.
No, I totally agree. And then there's this whole donation thing, right? So while you're playing, you're paying these professional players because you're enjoying it so much. You're literally just giving them money for free for no reason.
Yeah, it's this whole donation subculture thing. It's crazy.
And the other thing I learned is there's these microtransactions in these games, right? So you buy Fortnite, for example, and then you can pay for all these skins and these guns and all these things. So the gaming companies like EA and all these gaming companies, they actually make more money from the microtransactions than they do from the initial game sales.
It's crazy.
So that's where the whole model is shifting to this sort of subscription-based service.
I've been thinking, Todd, can I pitch you on a T-shirt? I just need to start a catchphraase and just start to work it into every episode, and then I can start to make some side cash here. I was just thinking that. I want to say that before I forget it.
What? I'm so confused. You want to just come up with a saying and then make a T-shirt out of it?
Yes, sir. No.
What you talking about, Todd?
think some original, but it's
Well,
very
how
hard.
about you derailed this segment? Can we put that in
As long
quotes?
as we can sell it.
Poor display of judgment, Bilal.
Why don't we come out Tuesday with your model T-shirts, and we can make some sales at the Game On event.
Well, why don't we? It's probably last minute. I was going to say we should have broadcasted the show from there, but I mean it's probably too last minute now.
Yeah, or you could come do your show there. We were gonna have Nolan Bushnell. The guy invented Atari. He's like a legend.
Wow, that's crazy. Casey, are you? Because Casey Corbin's here. Comedian.
I love Atari. I love old school games. I love Nintendo.
ColecoVision?
ColecoVision, Intellivision,
Yeah,
all
Intellivision.
that stuff is great. Yeah, I love all that stuff. So I love the documentary A Fistful of Quarters. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's all about Donkey Kong and, the high score of Donkey Kong.
Yes.
Steve Weeb and Billy USA. Billy? This guy, he's the heel. They have a heel in the movie. They have a face, and it's a great movie. A Fistful of Quarters.
Have you been to Tilt in Toronto?
I have not been to Tilt yet.
It's
They moved
awesome.
it.
It's right down the street from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked.
I shouldn't tell people where I live.
Have you guys been to the Rec Room?
Yes, I love the Rec Room, but it's not necessarily video gaming. It's all like I like playing the basketball and the shooting hoops, or the giant Pac-Man is kind of cool. But
Is that like a Dave and Buster's type thing?
Yeah, it's like skeet ball.
Yeah,
and
well, you
stuff
know
like
what?
that.
I didn't know this, but Nolan Bushnell, the guy who founded Atari, he also founded Chuck E. Cheese, and like those rec rooms are similar to kind of like the Chuck E. Cheese setup. But those rec rooms are owned by Cineplex, so Cineplex tried to get in the e-gaming game a few years ago, but they were way too early. Like they literally bought this company called World Gaming, like I think 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah, for like hundreds of millions of dollars, didn't they?
Well, so the company had raised a bunch of money at like $100 million valuation. My friend actually ran it, and then when Cineplex bought it, they bought it for $10 million. So it was like Bay Street, like the finance guys on Bay Street were pretty upset because they like lost a lot.
They
of
would
money
have lost money on that.
Yeah, and then gaming was kind of like a 4-letter word for a while. Like on Bay Street, there was like no e-gaming, no gaming. But then all of a sudden, when like the OverWatch, like the Toronto OverWatch team got bought, like the franchise rights, and then in Vancouver, the Vancouver Canucks owners bought the Vancouver team and put like real money down. Like we're talking
The Aquilinis, right?
$45 million. Yeah, the Aquilinis, and people started paying attention. They're like, this is big.
It's really big. And Enthusiast Gaming is one of your clients. Again, full disclosure on that. How are things going with them?
Yeah, things are going great. I mean, I love this company because you're not banking on one game, right? They're a community of websites that, you know, if you're like a Nintendo enthusiast, that's how the entire thing started. I'm sure you guys talked about that on the show. Now you got Fortnite, League of Legends, you know, there's something for everybody on there, and the whole thing is it's an ad play. So advertising companies or companies that are looking to advertise want to be on their website. So they're real. I call their real estate, but their websites, the real estate on their website is just getting more and more and more valuable. And so they're just going to keep doing acquisitions. Their real estate is going to get more valuable.
And millions upon millions of impressions a month for these sites for Enthusiast Gaming, right?
Yeah, they're number 5 in Canada. In North America. They're number 5 in terms of gaming communities in North America. Like Twitch is number 1, and they're number 5. Like for a Canadian company, we should be proud. That's amazing. That's come out of Canada.
That's really amazing. Well, we're going to do these once a week segments. I don't even think Genevieve knows this yet, but we are. Okay, so I really enjoy them.
I want to do it in person.
Yeah, well, I know you do BNN every Monday, right? For Millennial Mondays.
Yeah.
Is that still going on?
Yeah, I'm going on Monday and talking about gaming, and I think they're going to come to the gaming event on Tuesday and do some interviews.
Excellent. So remind people, how can people get information or show up to that event?
Well, they can email me. They can email events@greatcapital.ca. Also, follow us on Instagram. We've got a pretty cool Instagram account, Great Capital. And then, just RSVP and show up. Scotiabank, 5 to 7 p.m. on Tuesday.
Awesome. Is there like a gate you go in? Oh, no, Scotiabank, like the movie theater. Yeah, right on the one on Richmond. The one on Richmond, is that right?
Yeah, exactly. And you have to show up with like your favorite gaming T-shirt, like Bilal will.
Oh, nice. Yeah, with a saying, a game over. I think it's gonna say. Genevieve Roch-Decter, thanks very much. Grit Capital, amazing stuff. What you guys are doing, and appreciate your time.
Okay, you guys rock.
Thanks. Bye.
The Todd Shapiro Show.
You are the greatest hero in American history.
SiriusXM Canada Laughs Channel 168.